We bring the stars out, we bring the women.
When you hold the seat, yeah, you're supposed to stick your pinky out like that and sit like that.
That's it.
And we can do this until we pass out. Let it rain, let it fall.
RJ here. We're hanging out at the Young Hollywood studio with Tinie Tempah.
How you doing, RJ?
Not happy with you.
Not
happy with you.
What? You saved this, didn't you? This is a surprise.
I didn't get any sleep. I kid you not. 4 hours last night listening to your song.
I used to be the kid that no one cared about. That's why you have to keep screaming till they hear you out.
It gets in your head no matter how many times.
Kind of calls you back. Like when you switch it off, it goes, RJ,
Yeah, it does.
play me one more time.
I'm like hearing voices. So what's the game plan? I mean, you've blown up in Europe huge. UK, everybody knows you. Out here in America, people might not yet know you. Guarantee that will change.
Fingers crossed.
But what's the plan? How are we going to do the breakout in America?
Everybody's really trying to be perfect, you know, whether they're artists or actors or art kids or whatever. Everybody's trying to be the best in their field, and you know that's a great mentality. It's that whole American dream notion, you know. I'm just aware of that. Like since I've been here, we've done Minneapolis, Chicago, San Diego, San Francisco, New York. It's been pretty crazy, and like there's still so much more ground to cover.
Yeah, I needed a change. When we ate, we never took, cause we needed a change.
And the name, I mean, I get why you called it Tinie Tempah, but the spelling, I still can't figure it out. How did you decide?
I was young. I just wanted to play around with the spellings. You know, something's always a lot cooler when it's spelled different. You know, like when people put a K instead of a Z, or a K instead of a C, or like a Z instead of an S. You know, like that's always, I don't know, I've always kind of liked that.
So let's talk about, you know, some of the people you're friends with back in your hometown. We've had a lot of them through here. Tayo Cruz, we just had him in here.
He's a great guy.
Not too long ago.
Jay Sean, another guy, great work ethic. You know, he came back to England and he was ripped, and he was just like, it's the American way, man. I'm just ripped, I'm focused, I'm ready to make music. I'd done a show in New York at SOB's a couple of days back, and he pulled through. Estelle came and pulled through as well. Florence and the Machine, another good friend of mine.
Speaking of Florence and the Machine, Coachella last year, she really made her name. Everybody saw her there and it was a big deal. You're gonna be there this year.
I am gonna be there this year. It's like one of the biggest festivals, and the Gorillas went to do it last year, and they spoke about it to me and about how it's not like your typical English festival where it's like people go there to get dirty and people have been camping out for days. It's almost like, you know, a posh festival where everyone's got their expensive glasses on and stuff like that. But I'm really, really looking forward to it. You know, a festival is a good opportunity to win over a crowd and gain a load of potential fans, so it's going to be a load of fun.
Another interesting thing you do is, you know, you play on American pop culture. I mean, one of your songs, you talk about Heidi and Audrina. I mean, #1, you know, American show on MTV. and you work that in the lyrics.
Yeah, because obviously this is the thing, like, I just want to be like a voice of the culture, you know, like a soldier of the culture. I want people to listen to my music, you know, decades from now and immediately have that nostalgia of a certain time, because believe it or not, reality TV is a new thing. Like, that's something that only our culture has. Twitter is something that our culture and our generation invented. YouTube is exactly the same. Satellite TV, satellite radio, satellite TV. These are all very, very new things. BlackBerry and BBMing people. And I just want to be somebody who, like, kind of not makes my music all about that, but definitely addresses those things. Because I think sometimes, you know, everybody's pretty miserable about, you know, life and our era these days. You know, oh, this is a rubbish era. You know, it was way cooler back in the 60s. I want to dress like I'm from the 80s. Do you get what I mean?
That's so true.
Let's celebrate what we have now, because it's pretty cool, you know.
And you mentioned BlackBerry and BBM, and I heard you actually use your BlackBerry to write your lyrics and do all your songs?
Definitely.
So you don't use the pen and pad anymore?
No, the pen and pad is so 90s, man. It's so 90s.
So how does it work now? What's the new
do you know what? It's more voice notes. So what would happen is I'd think of like a really cool punchline or a really witty line, and then I'd be like, that's quite funny. But it's only funny if you say it in a certain way. So I'd get my BlackBerry out, I'd record it in the way I would say it, and then by the end of the week, I've got like 10 or 20 different witty lines, and so I formulate a few songs off of the back of that.
That's a brilliant idea to do that.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anyone else do that. Everyone's going to be stealing. You're going to have all these biters out there now.
Exactly. We can't do that.
Everyone doing the voice. We're hearing all this buzz about a certain prince. We need to know what happened. What's the dealio with that?
All right, so this is what happened. This is the deal. I'm performing at Radio 1 Big Weekender, which is a real big festival that we have in the UK. After Written in the Stars, I go off to do like a costume change. Not really a costume change, I just take off my t-shirt.
Right.
Not as ripped as Jay Sean, but getting there, getting there.
You're working on it.
I'm trying my best. So then basically, when I take off my top, my manager whispers in my ear and it just sounds like, so I'm like, okay, whatever you said. So I'll run out on stage, and you know when words reformulate in your head? As soon as I'm running out on stage, the words reformulate. Prince William is watching you from backstage. And I kind of just freeze a little bit. I'm like, the future King of England is here. This is crazy. Like, he's come to see my show. This is out of this world.
Is that not crazy? The Prince of England.
Future King, that's crazy.
Future King. It's like, we gotta make you feel at home.
Hello,
just 'cause you're
love.
America.
Thank you very
Perfect, we can
much.
put it
Great,
right
yeah, we
here.
put it right here. All right, so this is a peppermint tea.
Okay, so is there anything special in London that's different than how we do tea out here?
All right, this is the thing. Like, you guys always assume that when we have tea, you're supposed to put milk in it,
Yeah.
right? But when we have peppermint tea, you do not put any milk in it whatsoever. What I like to do you want one?
I'll go for one.
What I like to do is have a little bit of honey in it. When you make herbal tea, you're not supposed to use boiling water. You're supposed to boil the water up until 80 degrees, not 100.
Ah.
So that's a little fact for you. However, this is not going to taste that bad. This will be all right. A little bit of honey will make it all right. When you hold the tea, yeah, you're supposed to stick your pinky out like that and sip like that.
That's it. It's not bad.
Yeah.
So we've done shots with rappers, we've done champagne with rappers, we've never done tea, but that's the Tinie Tempah style. You mix it up and it's not what you think.
Every time.
Good luck in America.
Thank you, sir.
Remember this face, remember this name. Young Hollywood showed you first. This guy's gonna blow up. Watch.